It was a long speech, but what stood out to you in particular?
An interesting thing about the State of the Union is that it's usually supposed to be a time for a president to lay out their policy priorities for the next year. Many of them also try and use it as a time to encourage bipartisanship. That's not really what we saw around the State of the Union. Remember, this is the last one before Trump will run for his second term as president in November of this year. And so we saw this a bit like a campaign speech. You saw Trump focus on issues that are going to play well with his base and his supporters. You saw him create certain moments where he awarded the Medal of Freedom to Rush Limbaugh, where he gave a student a scholarship. And there were sort of these little moments that occurred. And you also saw the speech very much play among a divided Congress. Republicans were chanting 4 more years. They were standing to give him applause. And yet most Democrats sat there pretty stone-faced throughout most of the speech. And at the very end, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi actually ripped up a copy of the speech as Trump was leaving the chamber.
And let's turn to the other side of the aisle, because initial results have finally been announced in the Democratic Iowa caucus with Pete Buttigieg in the lead. How much of that was a surprise in terms of the results?
Well, right now we're only seeing about 62% of the votes reported. So a lot of people are arguing that we do need to wait. I mean, that's only a little bit more than half to actually declare a winner and start making some real assessments about what happened in Iowa. But I think both Buttigieg supporters as well as supporters of Senator Bernie Sanders are claiming this one as a win. Both of them, I believe at this point, have gotten 10 delegates toward the ultimate number that they will need to get the presidential nomination. But I think other campaigns are pointing to the fact that Iowa did not go over very smoothly, that we did not know the numbers last night, that there were technical problems involved. And I think many of them are heading still strong into New Hampshire, trying to say that, Iowa doesn't count. Let's look at the next couple races.